Why must you do this? I didn't brush the hair this morning. That's gonna bite me in the ass. Look at this shit. Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck about the Barracudas. Tell them I don't care about the Barracudas. Fuck it. I'm getting them anyway. We're dim aliens. I want to see dim aliens, and then I can die a happy man. Do 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 do. Thank you, Cloud Massacre, for the wonderful 99 cents. 99 beautiful cents. Oh man, I've got coffee. I've got to remember, I've got coffee waiting for me. Coffee. Remind me about coffee in a couple of minutes. Tossing some change into your internet hat. Well, I definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I see it the same way, and I definitely appreciate it. So thank you. Do you ever chug coffee? I like the adrenaline effect. No. No. No, I don't chug coffee. You probably shouldn't either. I deal with the existential meaningless of the world by joining a chat room where I'm even more meaningless. Yes. Yes. You enjoy these streams? Well, a few people seem to. I enjoy doing them. You mentioned the other day that the alien stories have been a distraction. Does that apply to the January 6th at this point? Who benefited the most? Wait a minute, hold on. You mentioned the other day that the alien stories have been a distraction. Does that apply to January 6th at this point? Who benefited the most? When you're talking about the insurrection at the Capitol, that was newsworthy, right? I don't care. Like, it might have been used as a distraction after the fact or played up to be something bigger and more dangerous than it was, but a group of people like just wandering down the streets of Washington, D.C. and, breaking windows at the Capitol and infiltrating it. That's newsworthy in my world. Did you enjoy the X-Files TV series? And if so, what did you think of the character Fox Mulder? I liked the series when I was a kid. I have not watched it as an adult. So my opinions on it would be like fucking from years ago, right? I watched it when it was new. I didn't watch the whole series. When I was a kid, I was into it. Like, I'd watch it when I caught it. I remember thinking Dana Scully was cute as fuck. I liked the interplay between the two of them. Like, Mulder, if I remember correctly, was the I kind of want to believe guy. He was the guy that was way more open-minded. And then Dana Scully was like the fucking skeptic, right? To keep him grounded. That's really all I remember about the show, honestly. Is that they were a pair of investigators that would go and look at supernatural shit that happened. Maybe I'll watch the X-Files again. That might be like a cool thing to do for me, since, like I said, I was so fucking young. I was so young when I used to catch, the X-Files when it was on. Try to have some friends watch it with me, and they didn't like it. Yeah. Like, I was a youngster. Not super young, but like a teenager, early 20s or some shit. That's pretty much their dynamic, though. In a later season, seems to open their minds to the other's positions. Well, that's smart, right? As they work together, they're going to. X-Files was great. Love it even more now because without it, there'd be no Fringe. That's another show that people have told me that I would probably enjoy that I've never seen. Never watched any Fringe. There's only one episode of Fringe I ever watched, and it was because Eric the Midget was in it. Eric the Midget got a part, Eric the Midget being a Howard Stern whack pack guy, who I thought it was fucking hilarious that they gave him a part in it, and Eric the Midget's head explodes in an episode of Fringe. And so I've seen that episode specifically so that I could see Eric the Midget, but I didn't have any context, Fringe is really good, one of my top 10. Well, I'll tell you this. When it comes to TV shows, my dance card is pretty full right now. Amelia and I are 2 seasons through the 4-season show of Deadwood. We've got to finish that, and then we've got Deadwood the movie to watch. Then after that, I have promised her that we will watch Firewalk with Me, which is the movie companion to David Lynch's original Twin Peaks. We have to watch Firewalk with Me, and then we have to watch fucking Twin Peaks The Return. And then after that, we have 2 seasons of American Horror Story to finish. So I've yet to see Apocalypse in 1984. Gotta watch both of those. So that's my TV fucking schedule probably for the rest of the year. Like probably until the end of this year, that's what I'll be watching TV-wise. We don't watch a lot of TV. We watch episodes here and there. It's a slow process. And that's how I enjoy watching TV shows. I've heard, I've never seen, it's actually the only Twin Peaks content I've never seen. I watched the original Twin Peaks when I was younger, watched it again when I was a young adult, watched it again with Amelia, and I've seen Firewalk with Me a couple of times. Got to watch that again, and then after that, I've never seen Twin Peaks The Return. I think we're seeing it happen now, David. I think we're seeing a transfer to serialized content over films right now. I think we're seeing the era of TV come back in a big way. It died at the advent of the internet, right? Like TV as something that people like set their entertainment watch by pretty much died at the advent of the internet, especially when streaming services became available, especially when you started to get these services that you could go to listen to any music that you wanted, watch any fucking movie that you wanted. That really killed TV because TV was very like static. The show came on at 8:30, and if you were busy at 8:30, well, fuck you. Hopefully you taped it on a fucking VHS because you didn't get to watch it. And then here comes the internet, and it's like, in a very short time, all of that shit's online. You can find it, download it, watch it at your leisure. The whole paradigm changed, right? And TV as a medium disappeared almost. I mean, it literally became entertainment for old people that don't have the internet. If you watch TV now, like my parents still tune in to what like local TV stations. It's a wasteland, bro. It's a literal wasteland of like every once in a while a show, and then like 2 or 3 infomercials, and then a show, and then a football game and 2 infomercial. It's like it's been done away with, basically. It's a zombie now. However, people over the last 10 years, especially, I believe, have rediscovered their love for serialized content and discovered a new way of consuming it, binge watching, which is something you couldn't really do back in the day, right? Back in the day, you couldn't binge watch a whole series unless you went to the fucking painstaking effort of recording every episode of it and then waiting. So I'm sure some people maybe did it back in the day. It wasn't a common cultural thing to binge watch. And so now, with the internet, streaming services, and all these competing streaming services, you have pretty much every TV show ever made, and you can watch it in a weekend if you want. Unless it's a really long show, you can just say, you know what? Staycation. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to eat junk food, or I'm going to order pizza. And I'm going to watch Breaking Bad, or I'm going to watch fucking this, that, or the other, right? I'm going to fucking binge watch all day, all night. People have rediscovered the ability to do that, and thus the serialized content becomes more immediate. And people have realized, like, you know, these shows are designed to keep us so fucking interested, but when you can watch them one after the other, it's like a constant dopamine hit. Boom, boom. Because every episode has this arc, right? Where it's like that's a TV show arc, right? It starts it does the normal rising action, descending action thing, but right at the end it goes, has this little curly cue where it zips back up and cuts. And then you pick up the next episode at that rising action. Well, when you can binge watch it, your brain gets that dopamine hit of what the fuck happens next immediately, right? And then at the end of that one, after you've gotten your dopamine hit, it launches up into another one. Oh God, what happens? Boom. You get that next dopamine hit right away. So anyway, not to go too far afield into the psychology of it or whatever the fuck, but yes, I think that we're seeing the resurgence and maybe even the dominance of serialized television shows, or serialized shows. I guess television doesn't need to be in the equation anymore. Serialized shows, like taking the position of dominance away from movies. However, I think that movies are about to come back in a big way. Now that the COVID restrictions are lifting in a lot of these states, a lot of these theaters are reopening for business and blah, 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 right? People are fucking going in droves to see these films. And it just, like, what, it's either going to be like a quick pop up and then a normalization, or it could be a meteoric rise. See, if movie people are smart and capitalize on this well, they could fucking really bring movies back in a way that they weren't even present prior to the pandemic, right? You go back to like 2019, 2020, before the lockdowns and shit, movies were already hobbling because they sucked. You know, good movies and going to the movies was a dying pastime due to a lot of the shit we were just talking about, right? Due to the fact that all of these streaming services exist, all of these fucking alternate ways of getting it exists. So what the fuck? Why am I going to go pay out the ass to go to a movie? You know, so it's, I'm gonna go see a movie actually here pretty soon. I haven't been to a movie in a long time. I booked, I've got some tickets for A Quiet Place 2, and me and Amelia are gonna go check it out. I think Monday, tomorrow, or Tuesday. I can't remember which, but we're gonna go check it out. Yeah, I haven't been to a theater in a long time, so. I will be there for the earliest showing in IMAX that I can get for Dune. Abso-fucking-lutely, I'll be there. Yeah, it'll be my first time back to a theater. Yeah. Many, many greets, Paul. Hope you are well. The new Saw with Chris Rock was okay. I haven't seen it. Waiting to go back for Bond. Yeah, that Bond movie that they fucking put off, supposed to come out like a year ago. That one's still coming out. There's some movies on the horizon that might be big. I mean, like I know it's gonna suck for me, but this Ghostbusters movie is likely gonna make a ton of money as people fucking like because all the people who have nostalgia for Ghostbusters right now, they're my age. People my age have kids, so it's like they're gonna want to. Oh yeah, look, it's a new kids movie, but it's Ghostbusters, bro. So that's going to be huge. You know that release is going to be fucking gargantuan no matter what, right? Because it's going to be one of these it tickles the nostalgia button of the adults and introduces the fucking younger generation to something. And of course, parents always want to mold their little crotch goblins into versions of themselves. So, yeah, I liked Ghostbusters. So my little kid will like Ghostbusters too. We're going to Ghostbusters. Get in the minivan. Oh yeah, nostalgia bait, for sure, 100%. So I'm 99% sure that show is gonna suck. Or that movie's gonna suck, but it's gonna be big. If these movie theaters are smart, they will take this opportunity to reinvest in their facilities and convert the last of these really uncomfortable row-based theater setups into the smaller, larger seats, recliners kind of thing. Redo all their fucking screens, get new projectors, remodel their shit and make it a fucking cool experience again. Boom. The Cruella movie seems interesting. Maybe to you. I couldn't be more disinterested in that film. Most robot reboots or spin-offs don't even try. They just use nostalgia as the main seller. That's going to be this Ghostbusters shit. You prefer watching films at a theater alone with an empty room or with a full packed audience? I think it depends on the movie. Yeah, it definitely depends on the movie. I've gone to movies, like there are movies where I know that I don't really care to have the audience there, or I want to wait for like the hype to die down before I go see it because I just don't want to be packed ass to ass with a bunch of sweaties. Where I've really enjoyed being able to sit in a basically empty theater, right? Me, whoever I was with at the time, maybe another couple of people spread around the theater. It's basically empty. I love that for certain movies. But certain movies are an audience experience. Like the reason I wanted to see this Quiet Place movie, or at least that I bit the bait to go see it in the theater, is because the first one was a real experience in the theater. Its use of sound, like when I went to see it, the theater was packed. I think we were just talking about this, but you could hear a pin drop in the fucking theater during like the quiet scenes that are real tense. Like usually there's an ambient sound to a crowd as people sniffle and cough and murmur to one another and shit. And like I tell you what, dude, during some scenes in that Quiet Place shit, the first one, that packed fucking theater of people were all holding their breath, just like you could have. It was eerie. You could have just heard if somebody would have dropped a pin, you'd have heard it. Crazy, right? So, movie like that, I think you get a little something extra going to see it with a group of people. Same thing for like a Star Wars premiere. No matter how fucking shitty the Star Wars movie is, I've gone to a lot of Star Wars premieres because the energy of the audience is something that's second to none. Star Wars fans are fucking nerds to the nth degree, and they ooze it out of their pores, and I'm a Star Wars nerd from way back, and so being amongst that is like fun for the day, even if the movie sucks. You feel me? I don't know if other people feel that same way, but the audience energy is important to me. Yeah, people laughed when Darth Vader said no. It's funny as fuck. It's melodramatic as fuck. People giggled a few times during the Star Wars premieres that I've gone to. And I'm pretty sure I've been to them all. Maybe not like the first showings or whatever, but I go on opening week because I know it's going to be packed to the fucking gills with Star Wars nerdery, and I go do that shit. I've seen every Star Wars movie like that. Every mainline Star Wars. Not the side ones. I think I waited a while to see Rogue One. But like the main Star Wars films, even the shitty ones, I've been in the theaters within the opening week. Last movie you saw in theater was one of the Star Wars sequels. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, dude! I was sitting next to. So we watched that. Star Wars premiere. We were all in Florida together. Was the choke on your aspirations one from fucking Rogue One? No, that's which one is that from? Which one is the choke on your try not to choke on your aspiration? It's from Rogue One. Okay, so we were in Florida at the time Rogue One was premiering, I think. Either way, it was me, and I was sitting in between Scotty and TJ. And we all were sitting, we got tickets to it. We were kind of down in the front. Like, in those nosebleeds, the reverse nosebleeds at a theater where you kind of have to do this to see the screen because you're real close. So we were down there, right? And we're all sitting next to each other. And I remember when that happened, the like, I don't know how to put it. The sound of a human being deflating. That's the best way I can put it. It was really pronounced to either side of me because once again, I'm sitting between Scotty and TJ. And I did it too. It was like the wind got knocked out of me. It was like, oh, try not to choke on your aspirations, Admiral. And it was like somebody hit me in the breadbasket. It's like, oh. And I heard that like happen next to me really pronouncedly in TJ and Scotty. And then I heard it happen in the whole audience. Yeah, the audience oof. It was just like no, there was no reaction to it. And it was just like, oh my God, this is awful, man. This is fucking awful, man. This is awful, man. Yeah, he force choked the whole audience. He force punched the whole audience with that line. Dude, I don't care how hard you simped for that fucking movie, because there were a lot of people that came out and were like, Rogue One is brilliant. Dude, if they were sitting in that fucking viewing, they know. They know. You guys got to understand the mind of the fanboy, right? And some of you are probably fanboys or fangirls, but you have to understand the mindset of the ultimate fanboy / fangirl. You remember when Donald Trump said, I could walk into Times Square with a gun and kill somebody in broad daylight and still get elected, right? He said that because he had a lot of fanboys. A fanboy or a fangirl works backwards from the conclusion and not forwards towards it. So, in the mind of a fanboy or a fangirl is this, right? Rogue One is coming out. I have read every goddamn fucking blog about it, every goddamn tidbit of information about it, and Rogue One is gonna be, Rogue One is awesome. It's not even gonna be awesome. Rogue One is awesome. If you say One is gonna be awesome, you're leaving a little gap to be disappointed. But in the mind of a fanboy slash fangirl, that gap doesn't exist. It's not Rogue One is gonna be awesome. It's Rogue One is awesome. And so they go and watch the movie with that drum beat already in their head of like Rogue One is awesome. Rogue One is awesome. And somehow delude themselves when they come out to going like, that was awesome. Rogue One was awesome. The Rise of Skywalker was awesome. The Last Jedi was awesome. It's just there, you know what I mean? You can't blame these people. They have no soul. It's not gingers that lack souls. It's fanboys and fangirls. They've sold their souls to a property or a celebrity, and they have none of their own anymore. You can't blame them. They're a pitiable group. They become NPCs, yes. They become robots, devoid of that human spark. Receptive vessels for shitty films, shitty products. In viewings, I feel like you pick up on people's vibes. If I watch a good movie in a theater of people who hate it, you feel pressure to hate it too, which is why I don't like movie theaters. I don't know about that. I find, and this is typically my experience, I find I'm way more often on the other end of that spectrum in theaters. To give you an example, TJ and I did this double whammy one day where it was like we wanted to do some Center for Cynics content, so we did a double feature where it was like we basically spent half the day at the movies. We watched Boo 2, Boo a Medea Halloween 2, or however that shit went. We watched that movie, and then we watched The Snowman, which is a movie that nobody fucking remembers, right? Trust me, you don't remember it because it sucked. And so we really thought going into it, because we were because we wanted to fucking go see something that was in the theaters and make a piece of immediate content about something that had landed in the theaters. And so those were the two big movies that kind of had buzz at the time. It was October is not a great time for fucking films. It was like September or October or some shit, early October. It was just not a good time, right? So these were the two movies that, seemed to be piquing people's interest at the time. So we saw both. We sat in an audience, and this is weird, right? The Boo Medea Halloween 2 was an audience of entirely white people, including us, which weirded us out because we lived in an area where there were a lot of black folk. None of them showed up. It was an entirely white audience. And so my feeling was like, damn, dude, these people are about to be disappointed and booing and shit. They're not going to be into this. Totally wrong. TJ and I were rolling our eyes through the whole fucking thing. But that audience was hooping and hollering something fucking fierce. That audience of white folk was, dude, Tyler Perry was in there tickling their funny bone. He was playing their funny bone like a harp. They were blowing up. And me and TJ were watching it, and we kept giving each other these looks as the audience would react like, what just happened? But it made for an interesting experience, right? Then we went and watched The Snowman. The Snowman had a sparser audience, but still a good amount of people in it, and they were bored to fucking tears by that movie. There was no reaction at all in that movie. So it was just like, all right. Why were you rolling your eyes? Because a lot of the jokes were just stupid jokes, like easy jokes. Like jokes about Medea being fat, or jokes about Medea being black, or jokes about Medea being old, or jokes about Medea being stern, or jokes about somebody misunderstanding something Medea said. It's not even fart humor. Think Perry is a sellout to white audiences? No. I don't put that kind of shit on people racially. What's up, Jawan? I don't go to a black person and be like, oh, they're making movies that white people are watching. Like they're an Uncle Tom. That's just ridiculous. Like people make goddamn fucking movies for people to watch. Tyler Perry is probably happy to have black people and white people watching them. Nice toot. Nice toot. What do you think about that toot, D? I give that toot a toot out of toot. What do you give it? What do you give that toot? What do you give that toot? Huh? What do you give that toot? Is it a toot out of toot? Do you give that toot a toot out of toot? The goodest boy, the goodest boy. Shodan. Aren't they remaking that shit? They're doing like a remake of System Shock, right? Like a modern remake with modern shit and better controls and whatnot and updating the graphics, right? I can't fucking wait for that shit. It's gonna be dope. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like it's like what fucking Blizzard is doing with Diablo 2. Like they're doing a big re-release of that at the end of this year. It's like, modernizing it, updating the graphics, updating the controls, updating the aspect ratio, all that shit. It's gonna be dope. Both the System Shocks, I can't even tell you how many countless fucking hours I poured into those games as a kid. I had no idea how special those games were either when I was a kid. I just thought like, oh, cool, I'm good at this game. I found this game and blah blah blah. Like hype was so much different back in the day. Like the way that it flowed. I remember System Shock and System Shock 2. Like my friends and I all played it, but I don't remember us fucking like fanboying over it. Like, but Diablo when it came out, oh my god, dude, we couldn't stop talking about it. Fucking, you know what I mean? So it's just like it's weird how some games like slip by you. You don't realize what you're playing until years later when you see how well received the game is with other people and you go like, yeah, you know what? That game is pretty dope. Nothing really did come along that was quite like it. if it's being remastered by Night Dive Studios, it's going to be a good one. They did a fantastic job on Turok. Yeah, I don't know who's doing it. Yeah, Rockstar doing like a refurbish and wide release of the original Red Dead Redemption would be amazing. I agree. There's a lot of older games that I feel like could fucking do with a coat of paint. Like, I honestly think if they were smart at Origin Systems, which I guess now is Sony Interactive, if they were smart, like, they would reskin some of these old MMOs. Like, obviously I have a sweet, a special place in my heart for Ultima Online, but fucking modernize that shit and re-release it like when it was originally made. Like UO Remastered or UO Reborn or whatever the fuck. Tons of people will come back and play it. They'd make a ton of money. Same thing goes for like EverQuest. EverQuest is a game that I played. So you guys know my friend Jason. I got him into it. He wasn't even born or was just like a little baby or whatever when EverQuest was popular. And he has a way more modern gaming sensibility. He fucking loves EverQuest. And so it's just like, why not? Why doesn't, Sony, another fucking Sony property, why doesn't Sony just pour some fucking development dollars into remaking these goddamn fucking games? Just reskin EverQuest and re-release it just like it was released. Like, release the original game remastered and then release the content packs and the expansions just like it came out originally. I think that shit would be huge. Huge. I don't know why it's not being done. Yeah, the Tricky franchise. Dude, bring back SSX Tricky for modern consoles and PC and shit. Why? Why not? That game was so fucking dope. Fuck, nobody reminded me about coffee. You guys suck. Whoa. No tea. Oh. Man, I'm gonna have to swap these chairs out. Give me a second. This fucking rocking chair is nice, but I can't fucking sit in it for hours on end. Ugh. Needs like a cushion or something. This chair's shitty, but better. Oh, there we go. Very much a lower chair, so I'll have to... Oh, that's so much fucking better. Yes, yes, yes. So much better. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get like a pillow for that fucking thing. It just kind of like cuts off my circulation the way I sit in it. Like, I can feel it like on the backs of my legs. It sucks. I'm going to have to get something for it. Or just get a better chair for out here. Sweet Tenacious D shirt. Yeah, buddy. Rise of the Phoenix shirt. I actually got this from my friend who used to work as a record store manager. And he bought it at a show that Kyle Gass was doing. Like, he got a hold of it there. It was like a promotional t-shirt that was given to people that worked there, and he would get me those when he thought I would. Oh, cool. They're remaking Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Another game I really fucking liked. Nope, cilantro's delicious. Give me more, please. Throw that cilantro on my taco. Fresh. Fresh fucking cilantro on my goddamn fucking taco. Throw it all over that motherfucker. All mixed in with the meat, too. All mixed in with the asada. Needs to be some cilantro. Throw a fistful of cilantro on that pico de gallo. Cilantro. Cilantro. Mexico. Mexico better than every other country's food. Yep. Some people cilantro tastes nasty. Thankfully, God blessed me with the tongue of a god. Because I taste cilantro as it truly is. Delicious, refreshing, vibrant, citrusy. Cilantro. Cilantro. That's what I want, though. Hit me up with that cilantro. It's my favorite Mexican dish. The humble taco. A lot of people would go, boo, but I'm telling you, man, the taco is so important, so simple, so unique, so refreshing, so vibrant, so concentrated, so customizable. How do you not like the taco? Well, Mom's Enchiladas is not Mexican food, though. My mom's enchiladas are what we call oaky enchiladas. There's not a Mexican in the goddamn world that makes enchiladas like my mom makes them. Taco. Soft tacos on a corn tortilla. Nice and freshly steamed, so it's good and hot and pliable. With your fucking carne asada. And then some radish, a little bit of cilantro, fresh pico, dollop of hot salsa on top. That's the fucking shit right there. That's it right there. That's how you do it. Taco salad is pretty dope. Soft corn tortilla tacos with Valentina's hot sauce. Oh, yeah. No, you got to get the nice, fresh, soft corn tortillas that are steamed. You got to steam them so that they're nice and hot throw your meat in there, top it however you like. That's how I just told you how I top mine. Right on top of the asada, a little bit of fresh radish, a little bit of cilantro, throw down some fucking pico, throw down like a stripe of hot salsa, and move on with my life. Move on to the best part of it, eating the taco. Yes. I don't turn my nose up at a hard shell taco. Don't get me wrong, like I like a hard shell taco, but oh, I've got you Kieroing some Taco Bell. Yeah. I still like Taco Bell, man. I just don't understand why people expect something out of Taco Bell that it isn't. Taco Bell to me is pretty much unchanged since I was a kid. Because all I've ever eaten at Taco Bell is the fucking central thing that Taco Bell is known for, the goddamn tacos. I go and I get, like, this started as like a little bit of a tradition with me and my dad. It was kind of weird. Back when my parents were divorced, I bounced back and forth between them. But there was a time where I was living with my mom. My dad didn't see me all that often. And so he would pick me up from school and take me to lunch. And that would be like what he passed for visitation, I guess. And so there was a time when I was a teenager where that was pretty much the only time I saw my dad. And he would take me his favorite place, and I can see why back in the day. It's definitely a place that like I can't really sell to you guys now. He liked Carl's Jr. and he was a purist like I am when it comes to like going to a fast food joint and then you get what they're known for, right? You don't go off the fucking reservation necessarily. Like, so my dad would go in, and the central burger in the Carl's Jr. pantheon was the Famous Star. So he would get a Famous Star combo and a Diet Coke and a fry, and I would get the same shit. And when he'd take me to Taco Bell sometimes. We'd go into Taco Bell. He'd get like 5 tacos and nothing else, and like a drink. So 5 crunchy tacos and a drink, and I'd get 5 crunchy tacos and a drink, and we'd have 10 tacos sitting on the table, and we'd fucking sauce them up and eat them. So I'm the type of guy that I don't really get disappointed by fast food a whole lot, because the core. Now, there are exceptions to this, like Burger King, for example. Burger King is inedible now. I don't know what fucking happened to that place. Back when I was a kid, and even when I was a young adult, Burger King, like you get a Whopper, and it tasted good. Like, I went to Burger King because they had like legit veggies on their shit. Like, it was like a homemade burger because you had the patty and the cheese and all that shit. And then they had like 2 big decent rounds of fucking tomato, a nice piece of fresh crisp lettuce, a round of fucking onion on it. It felt like a homemade kind of almost burger. And now it's like this big wet diaper. I would never take somebody or send somebody to a goddamn Burger King. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm just letting you guys know that back in like the 80s and early 90s, Burger King wasn't that way. It wasn't that way. It was legit delicious. They didn't hand you a big wet diaper and go like, here's your fucking wet diaper sandwich. It was fresher. It actually was like flame broiled back in the day. They had flame charbroiled fucking grills. They moved away from that, and now they have the preformed patties with the grill stripes on them. Yeah, the king has lost his way. Dude, let me tell you this. I was with, you guys remember my ex, Ashley. We were living in Louisiana. We were still together at the time. Both of us had come down with a sinus infection. So we were both fucking sick. And this was before we had figured out DoorDash and shit. So we were both sick, and we were like fucking like Rochambeau for who goes and picks up food. And it was late at night. Both of us had like slept in, and we woke up and we were hungry, and there wasn't shit in the house. And we felt too sick to go out and do what we would normally do in that position, which is go to a fucking Waffle House, because they're always good and always open. We didn't want to go out. We wanted to go get something. So anyway, she ended up going out. She lost the Rochambeau. She ended up taking the car out real quick, and the only thing around us that was still serving was a Burger King. And so she pulled through there and just ordered me a normal ass fucking Whopper combo, right? Got herself something similar, brought it home. We took it out of the bag, right? And I immediately could feel something was wrong. We took it out of the bag, and the bottom bun was hella hard, like it was over toasted or stale. And the top bun felt like it was almost not even there, like it was wet. And that's exactly what it was. I opened the burger. The top bun was soaked with liquid from the mushy tomato rounds on it. So it wasn't fresh tomato. It looked like they'd thrown that tomato on there like a month ago and just left it under a heat lamp. It was just withered and almost nothing but water. And all the water that was in the lettuce, which was wilted and floppy, and the tomato had soaked into the top bun. So the top bun was just a wet diaper. And the bottom bun was hard as fuck, like over toasted. And I handed it to her, and I was like, I can't. And she was inspecting her, and I was like, dude, I don't know about you, but I can't fucking eat this. And she was like, yeah, me neither. She's like, this is fucking like, what is this? And I was like, I don't know. So we ate our fries. The fries were like gross. Like they weren't great fries, but they were still fries. They were like fried potatoes with some salt on them. A little bit floppy, like they'd been under the heat lamp for too long, but they were edible. So we got some ketchup and we ate our fries, and that tided us over. But those burgers were fucking inedible. I will never go to a Burger King ever again. That was one of the most disgusting things that's ever happened to me. Like fast food wise. Like typically, like I'm not a picky dude. You can't be if you're going to eat fast food, right? Fast food is not meant to be gourmet. It's meant to be fucking edible, right? It is so fucking rare for me to get a Whopper that I'm not going to eat, you know, or like a fucking Big Mac that I'm not going to eat. Like even if it's a little bit wilty or a little bit fucking old or whatever. No, it was spongy. It was like it had taken all of the juice that came out of the tomato that was just like flat and watery paste, and the wilted lettuce had soaked up through the bun and just made it like that's what it made me think of, a soggy diaper. It felt like, because you know the outside of the bun wasn't wet to your fingers, but you could feel the liquid inside of it, like you're touching the fucking back of a toddler's ass to see if they piss themselves. Like that's the only thing I could compare it to. It's gross. There's no way I could put it in my mouth. There's no way I could put it in my mouth. And that is so fucking rare. Getting blazed in my McD uniform right now. Y'all are welcome. My man. My man. Imagine eating fast food in the first place. I mean, yeah, I agree. No, dude, I'm not one of these fucking fat guys that's gonna like defend fast food, right? I already told you that fast food is filler, right? At its best, it is matter to put in your stomach that has some nutritional value of some kind, right? It is not something that I trumpet as like a good thing for people to spend most of their day eating or all their time eating or whatever the fuck. But we're talking about a level of a gradient of quality within that. Agreed. Checkers, Rally's, fries are the only reason to go to a Checkers or a Rally's. Their fries are like beer battered and fried in peanut oil, I think. They're fucking amazing. Do they give you a refund for that? Fuck no. I'm not one of those people, dude. Dude, for me to go back out and go back through a fucking drive-through and get a refund, it would have to literally be like a piece of dog shit in the bag, which it was short of that. But to me, all it did for me was chase me off of ever going to a fucking Burger King again. Because I will tell you this was not the first incident that I'd had where I was like unsatisfied with my Burger King shit. It started back in the day. I would pull through a Burger King maybe like once a month when I worked at the school district. I'd get hungry and wouldn't feel like driving all the way home, or maybe was taking a short lunch, and I would pull through Burger King and I would grab a Whopper combo or something. And I noticed it back then, and I would have been in my fucking late 20s, early 30s at this time. Well, actually, early 30s, yeah, definitely. And I stopped going. And I was a dude that, like, that same Burger King that I went to was the one I went to as a kid that was hella good. Like, it was always hopping over there because Burger King was like, it was dope back in the day. But, you know, so I was already on the downhill slide with Burger King. It was already my last choice. And then that night, when any port in a storm, you know, I had to accept whatever I could get because I was sick as fuck and didn't feel like fucking eating anything. Didn't feel like going out. Didn't feel like cooking. They'd serve me something that I literally couldn't put in my fucking mouth. Couldn't eat it. Wouldn't eat it. Don't expect that most people would. It honestly felt like something that had been in the trash. What fast food place has got the best fries? Rowley's / Checkers, depending. But the fucked up thing about that place is that there's really nothing worth getting at any of them other than the fries. What's a tolerable fast food? Like, that's why I just got done telling you, like, if you don't go too far afield down the sloppy dot, because, like, okay, you look at Jack in the Box, right? Jack in the Box has gone completely fucking wild. They've got they've got like fucking crazy triple stack burgers with cheese infused into the meat, fucking dripping with this, dripping with that. This sauce, that sauce, fucking sriracha dipped in the whole sandwich. Fucking, they're gone completely nuts, right? But if you order like a sourdough jack, which is one of their flagship sandwiches, or their jumbo jack, and just get that as a combo, it's a pretty fucking half decent edible meal. See, this is why my philosophy is don't go too far off the goddamn fucking beaten path at these. Because, like, look, dude, there are people that have tried to sell me on the buttery jack. Dude, I fucking said hell no to that as soon as it came out. I remember the first time I went to a fucking Jack in the Box after they'd rolled that shit out. I was on vacation in San Luis Obispo. It was hella late at night. I was stoned. I was looking for a place to eat, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just pull in a Jack in the Box. And I saw buttery jack. And I was just like, fucking hell no. Just on the name alone, no. Pulled up to the window. Hi, would you like to try the new buttery jack? Hell no. Thank you, but no. Can I just get a jumbo jack combo with a Diet Coke, please? Buttery jack? Are you fucking kidding me? What, you melt a fucking whole bunch of butter on that shit? No. Yeah, you get the tacos are like ultimate stoner food at Jack in the Box. They're not great, but they're just like like if when you're in that mood, or like drunk food. Like if you're drunk, you can eat some greasy food. And that will sometimes help to fucking mellow out your drunkenness. And those are the perfect fucking, like, oh shit, man, I'm drunk. It's late at night. The stoner's best friend, the drunk's best friend, the Taco Bell taco. Always uniformly kind of gross, but edible. The buttery jack, dude. Hell to the fuck no, bro. Hell to the fuck no. Thank you, but no. No buttery jack for Paul's ego. Thank you. Pass on the buttery jack. America's got a lot of horrible food and a lot of fucking really delicious food, and you gotta know what's what. I will tell you this, America probably blows away every other country in terms of the wide availability of really amazing food and the conglomeration of that food from all over the world into places that are all compact where you can eat at a really fucking high-end Korean restaurant one day and then have fucking Indian food the next day that's really fucking quality. Like, some of the culinary centers of America are just fucking unmatched. But the bottom of the barrel in America, the gut bucket food, the range of quality in America, oh yeah, I totally agree. The shit that's on the lower end of the scale is truly gross. Fairground food. Let's not diss too hard on fairground food, please. Fairground food is pretty dope. Let's be real. I'm all about some fairground food. I've eaten at Culver's. See, here's the thing. I have a strategy. I'm not gonna dog on your funnel cake. I know people like funnel cake at the fair. I'm not gonna dog on your funnel cake, but I don't waste the room on a goddamn funnel cake. Funnel cakes just hit your stomach and expand. You can't eat shit else. Look, I'm there to eat. So here's what you do. If you want to know how to eat at the fair, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. Okay? Number one, you get to the fair hungry. This is a must. You don't go out to lunch earlier that day. You go there fucking hungry. You skip breakfast if you can. You go to the fair hungry. Not just hungry with a U. I'm talking about hungry. I hate most of your toxic American almost food, but God bless Chipotle that stayed open during the lockdown when fish and chip shops shut. Yeah, Chipotle is pretty dope. Anyway, you go hungry. You go hungry. You show up and you're on a mission, okay? The mission is to find a corn dog, but not just any corn dog, because you're going to be duped into buying normal-sized corn dogs and shit. That's not what you're looking for. You're not looking for a normal-sized corn dog. You're going to make a beeline around with your eyes on the giant corn dog stand. And when you find it, you're going to get a fucking 2-foot corn dog with a stick that you, like a handle on it. You could beat somebody over the head with this motherfucker, right? You're going to get that shit. You're going to buy it. It's going to come out crisp and dark golden brown on the outside, steaming on the inside. And you're going to take it right over to the little table they have set up with a big pump action fucking thing of mustard. And you're going to put a stripe of mustard down that motherfucker. Shoo, big nice white stripe of yellow mustard down that motherfucker. You're going to put a little bit more yellow mustard in the little tray they give it to you in, and you're going to walk. Boom. That's step one. You're going to eat your giant corn dog. And you might say, that knocks me out for the day, Paul's ego. Well, then you are a pussy. You should stay home. Because that's just the first course. That's the first course. Who does corn dogs? I don't think we have them here. Oh, my fucking God, bro. Just go look it up, Leon. You guys, you Brits are missing the fuck out. Corn dogs are some of the most amazing shit you'll ever eat in your entire fucking life. You can do barbecue sauce. They got the whole shit. I'm telling you how I'd do it. Then here's what I do next. We've had our meat. We've had our bread. We need a vegetable. Am I wrong? We need a vegetable? We need a vegetable. So here's what you do. There's going to be a couple of spots. You got to find one of them that are serving sweet corn and deep fried zucchini. And you can choose. If you're feeling like a little lighter day, you get a big old piece of fucking sweet corn this long. Butter it up, salt it up. They've already got it all seasoned up for you. You can get them different ways too, like Parmesan or whatever the fuck. Corn on the cob. Or if you're feeling like, you know what? I ate my goddamn bludgeon of a corn dog. I've got room for some more deep fried goodness. Then you hook up the deep fried zucchini, which at the fair are basically just a whole ass zucchini, quartered, battered, and deep fried. So you get these big, long, fucking deep fried zucchini sticks, crispy on the outside, steaming and delicious and meaty on the inside. Get some ranch dressing, dip in that. It's over. You can get fried pickles and fried green tomatoes there too. I've gotten the fried green tomatoes at those stalls before. They're really good. Then it's dessert time, right? And dessert time for me, I skip a lot of the crazy fucking novelty deep fried shit because by that point, I've already had a deep fried corn dog. I've eaten some deep fried zucchini. So I'm not trying to eat a bunch of deep fried Oreos or deep fried Twinkies or whatever. I'm looking for something cool and I'm looking for something refreshing. So here's what I do. I go and find the fucking snow cone shop, but not just anyone, the one that makes the big motherfuckers. And I get a half blue, half tiger's blood snow cone. And that's how I finish out my day at the fair. Fruity, light, a little bit of sugar to get that dessert feel, but it's mostly just a palate cleanser, snow cone. I skip out on all the deep fried desserts and shit. Maybe, you could go there just to do that. I don't get the fucking ice creams and shit like that. I go and I get the snow cone. Fried mushrooms are dope too. You can get those like fried button mushrooms. Dippin' Dots. Dippin' Dots are pretty cool. The clean cut intellectual Paul. The clean cut intellectual Paul still talked about all this shit, bro. So you're missing a man that never existed. The clean cut intellectual Paul loved eating corn dogs. Well, who do you think it was that was going to the county fair eating all this shit? Dumb fuck. The man that you miss never existed. He sits before you. Caramel corn. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Whatever. I liked Paul better when he was forced by his fucking job that he hated to keep his hair short and his beard trimmed. He was way more intellectual. It's like, shut the fuck up, dipshit. Dumb fucks, dumb fucks. I don't like heavy desserts either, Krista. I'm with you. I like ice cream. I like maybe like a slice of pie or something, maybe. But I don't like these big, heavy, deep fried fucking desserts that make you feel like you ate a whole hamburger again. I used to go to the Texas State Fair every year as a kid, and it rules. I used to like the corn dogs and the fried Coke, yeah. Fried ice cream, though, right? I mean, I've tried it. Not my thing. How do you feel about cotton candy? Don't get it myself. Yeah, I do like some ceviche. Cheesecake. All right, let's not. You guys are fucking killing me here. You're killing me here. Let's not just go down the fucking rabbit hole of listing every delicious thing. You're going to kill me of hunger. I don't hate on people that like themselves a little bit of fucking cotton candy or whatever the fuck, but it ain't. I'm not getting it. Cotton candy? Cotton candy? Would you like some cotton candy? Hey, hey, baby. I wanna know if you'll be my girl. Dun, 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 dun. Why did that song just pop into my head? It's a cool song. Who sings? Is that Richie? That's not Richie Valley. Who sings that? Bob Seger? There's a tip. If you like Disneyland churros, you can buy the exact ones at a fraction of the price at Smart and Final if you have one nearby. They are frozen. You just pop them in the oven. Oh, damn. Yeah, churros are not hard to get, bro. If you be my girl, dun, 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 dun. Hey, hey, baby. I gotta know, if you'll be my girl. John Cougar Mellencamp. That's who better. How I wish that I had Jesse's girl. That's not John. Is that John Cougar Mellencamp? What can I find a woman like that? Saw her on the street, walking with a good friend of mine. And I feel so dirty when she starts talking cute. And I should probably change it, but the point is probably moot. 'Cause she's watching me with those eyes. And she's loving him with that body, I just know it. How I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that? Dude, that song is fucking dope. That's why your dad loves it. You should listen to that song, Krista. It's a dope song. Well, how do you kids say it? That song is lit. That song is a banger. Dude, imagine being a dude named Jesse with a hot bitch when that song came out. Feels so dirty when she starts talking cute. And I probably shouldn't tell him, but the point is no. Probably no. Cause she's watching him with those eyes. And she's loving him with that body. I just know it. Something, 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 something way deep inside. No, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Do 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 do. Jesse's girl. Do 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 do. Why can't I find a woman like that, like Jesse's girl? Thanks, Ian. Always appreciated. I like Ian because he never says anything. He's just like, hey, I appreciate what you're doing. Here you go. I mean, it's not like I don't want people to say things, but it's cool. That's his thing here. He tosses me a little money every once in a while. And he says hello with the money. You know, that's cool. Thank you. Dude, you know what scene is amazing because it has two songs that are just amazing in it. There is a scene in a movie that's based around Jesse's girl and fucking Sister Christian. Do you know what scene I'm talking about? Those songs are not just background music, they are central focal parts of the scene. Fantastic movie. Both songs part of the same scene. Come on. Dig. You know. Sister Christian, know the time has come. And you know that you're the only one that's lonely. It's true. It's true. Motoring. What's your price tonight? Finding Mr. Right. You'll be alright tonight. Somebody got it. I saw it go by. Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights. Yes. The scene where they try and do the fake coke drug deal at the end of the movie, towards the end of the movie, that goes completely fucking backwards. The crazy fucking Saudi Arabian rich guy that they're trying to sell it to has a Chinese twink named Cosmo in the house that's running around in booty shorts setting off firecrackers constantly because, of course, he's Chinese. He loves firecrackers. And the dude is like, oh, you got to hear my mixtape. And he puts it on. We get to hear Jesse's girl as the tension ramps up. His fucking big giant goon is tasting the shit. Oh, that scene is so fucking good. What's the guy's name? He's in The Mist. Tom Skerritt. No, not Tom Skerritt. What's his fucking name? He's so fucking amazing in that scene. He's playing the music all loud, and that guy's like, I'll tell you what we want. Thomas Jane, yeah, thank you. We want the money. The guy's like, are you fucking serious, bro? This guy right here, this fucking guy. And he's like, nah, I'm fucking serious. We want the fucking money. The fucking floor safe. In the fucking bedroom, under the fucking bed, with the fucking money from the fucking floor safe. Guy's like, I fucking love that. Oh my God, that scene is so great. Fucking Dirk Diggler. It's like, man, come on, let's just go, man. Let's just fucking leave. We got the money, let's just fucking go. No. See, we're not done. What are you talking about, man? We fucking... No, we're not done. We want the rest. The fucking money. The fucking drugs. The fucking floor safe. Under the fucking bed in the fucking bedroom. poor Cosmo gets killed in the crossfire. Hey, Paul, I don't like you, but watching you call Jay dorky and idiot was great. I really enjoyed it. Well, okay. Maybe you do like me and you don't realize it. Maybe you love me. Maybe that boner in your pants is a love boner, not a hate boner. No, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Angel to some, demon to others. Good old tagline from Hellraiser. Hey, Paul, I do like you, and watching you, Jamie Dorky, and Idiot was great. I really enjoyed it. Cool. Jamie Dorky. Do you think Pulp Fiction is overrated? No. So have I told you guys the tattoos that I'm thinking about getting? I haven't decided which arm to go with. So here's the problem. I've got this tattoo, right? Which is old and needs to be touched up. It's hard for me to show you the angle of it. Ugh, I gotta twist the fucking thing to show it to you guys. So I got this tattoo, right? Tiki masks. I really like it. But it kind of makes me want to thematically continue that on this arm. So on this arm, I want to do like a Dune theme on the left arm. The planet Arrakis on the back of my hand here, with some space scene behind it to give it some weight. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here, but I want something here. Here, I want a portrait of Leto II, the Worm Emperor, the God Emperor himself. I want a big, long portrait of Leto II here. I'm not sure what to do back here. Maybe just have the space scene continue and have like a navigator ship or some shit. Or, oh, this might be kind of dope. What if I just had a bunch of the different planets? I had Arrakis here on the back of my hand. Then I had like Caladan. Then Giedi Prime. Then, fuck. What's the name of the planet that the Emperor's on down here? That would be kind of dope. Each one is so different. Like, Giedi Prime, for example, is just a big dark planet with red cracks in it. I definitely want the Lynchian kind of versions of these planets. Oh, that would be dope. Well, this tattoo that I have with the tiki mask was meant to be a play on the tragedy comedy theater masks. Getting any face and neck tats? Maybe. Doubtful on the neck. And if I ever get a face tat, it'll be something very like, I don't know. I don't want to get anything right here in the T-zone, but something like over here, like around the edges of this beard, might look pretty fucking cool. To be quite frank with you. Like, I've considered it, but I definitely want to get this body work done first. But I've actually considered getting some stuff up here and just have it border my fucking hairline here. Some real muted stuff. Oh, a sandworm? See, that's the thing, though, is that Leto is a sandworm, right? So having a sandworm here, I kind of like the planets idea. Boom, 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 boom. Arrakis, Caladan, Giedi Prime, the Emperor's planet, which the name eludes me now. Like, neck tats wouldn't make a whole lot of sense for me. My neck is only really visible when I've got my hair up. So maybe something back here I could see maybe getting. But I'm more apt to do like some hairline tats. Or at least like some, you know, starting here. Starting at the temple maybe. Having some shit here that just kind of wraps down. I'm not exactly sure what I would do. I'd have to definitely like consult with the artist that I plan on working with and shit. But I definitely like the way that face tats look. I like the way that neck tats look. I like the way that I look currently with the beard and shit. So how to augment, you know what I mean? Like this shit would, like I said, it would only be really visible if I had my hair up. Which I kind of like that. That's kind of neat. So maybe this area here and this area here. I don't know about the efficacy of doing anything under here. The beard kind of precludes that being all too visible. And I've heard this is a really nasty area to get tattooed, so maybe I'll pass on that. No, I definitely don't want to get like some tribal thorns or something. I'd get some fucking kind of design. Like what I really love, you guys can't really see it. Like once again, one of the things I hope to do when I go the first time is get this tattoo touched up and have the line work redone. But on the ends of these guys are these Hawaiian water lilies. And I really love these flowers. You can look them up. They're coming out of the ears of each of these guys on the end, and they're kind of hard to see. These used to be a really vibrant pink, but I got this tattoo when I was 22 years old, and so a lot of the color has faded out of it. There were a lot of reds and yellows, and it looked really, really bright and vibrant, and now it's kind of dulled out. And these flowers are super pink, and they're vine flowers. So having something like a vine, you know what I mean, with some lilies on it would be kind of cool in that area of my face, I think. As far as the neck goes, I almost feel like getting a couple of portraits would be really cool on the neck. Like, get a really good Kurt here. Like, just get a Kurt Cobain portrait here. And then maybe back over here, get, like, I don't know who I'd put over here. David Lynch. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, Jude. Yeah, I could get some Jude Law. Nope. No DFF, no pessimist production shit. Oh yeah, I could get a Bill Hicks tat. That'd be pretty dope. As far as I know, glow-in-the-dark tattoos are perfectly fine. Dude, if I really liked the face tats, I could start shaving the side of one side of my head and get a bunch down here. No, we're going too far now. We're going too far now. That's too far. You're getting ahead of yourself, Paul Zigo. No, I really want to get this concept done on this arm, get this touched up, make some decisions in the future about what I want to do here. Something that will blend in nicely with this, maybe get like a full sleeve done here on this arm. More conceptual stuff over here. I want it, of course, all to blend together. So it might be like a quarter sleeve here with the hand tattoo and everything. By the time I'm done with this part, and then we'll see. We'll see where we go from there. Always liked the idea of having tattoos, but I feel like I'd have to be super fit to have any. That way I could feel comfortable showing them off. I mean, like, I'm talking about getting tattoos here. I'm a fat fuck. You show this off all the time, you know? I got no problem with that shit. And neither should you. I'm thinking sometime in October is when I'm going to try and shoot for this trip back east. And hopefully just kind of book a week or whatever it takes in the fucking chair with this dude and get my shit fucking done up. I want to be sore when I leave. I want to be all fresh tatted up. Yeah, dude, a weed leaf on my forehead, bro. Yeah. Will you ever set foot in Louisiana again? Maybe. As a visitor, there's a lot of people that I love that are still there. So, of course, yeah. We'll see. You know, the boys' mom and dad, Stevie, of course. Will I ever set foot there to do anything other than visit for a few days and then fucking get the fuck out? No. Why do they still live there? For the same reason most people live where they live. They've lived there their whole lives. Well, I mean, not all of them have lived there the whole lives, but they've settled there. They've got their home there. They raised their child there. Your beard is starting to get that pointy tip. I know. It's happening. Oh, Lord. I'm fucking stoned. are we talking about? What's happening? What's the story? Morning glory. What's the word? Hummingbird. Did you hear about Hugo and Kim? Did they really get pinned? I was hoping they would. Did you get that bong? I have not purchased a bong yet. Today, actually, once I'm done with this and once Amelia gets up and around and everything, we're planning on getting some stuff that we've needed around the house. We're getting a humidifier for our bedroom because the dry air is getting to both of us. We're getting some air purifiers for the office for me, for her office, and for probably the living room, and one that we can use in the bedroom as well. So at least 3. We're going to try and get some really decent ones because I'm telling you, man, we're living in an area of the world where the air quality is dog fucking shit. If you were to have a child, have you ever thought about what you would name it? Yeah, well, back, I've told you guys, like, I went through a whole period of time where I was trying to have kids. And of course, when you're trying to have children, you come up with names. And so the names that I really liked, I don't know that we would have settled on them, but I really liked Alexei as a name for a boy, a Russian name, or Alexander. And I really liked Amelie for a girl. And those were the top contenders. Definitely not, well, it would be Paul the Third, because I'm Paul Jr. Rustlin? Nah. I like A names. Alexei. Adolf? Nah. Wouldn't put a kid through that. Don't really like the name anyway. Apu. Well, maybe if I get a pet spider monkey. Not for a kid, though. Benny. Benny and the Jets. Dun, 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 dun. I went through this phase early on where I was hardlining trying to name the kids colors. I really am glad that didn't happen. I wanted to name a boy green, and I wanted to name a girl blue. Because green is my favorite color and blue is my ex-wife's favorite color. Violet? No. Like actual names. I know, right? Why am I pink? You are Mr. Pink because I fucking said you're Mr. Pink. All right. Well, can't I just be Mr. Purple? No. You can't be Mr. Purple. Some guy on some other fucking job is Mr. Purple. You're Mr. Pink. Well, I also had plans to kill the name Parky. I wasn't going to saddle my children with my last name, and so I was going to functionally allow them to be like, I was going to make the marriage matrilineal and make our children part of her family's dynasty rather than mine, if you get my drift. Crusader Kings 3 players. And I won't give you her last name for obvious reasons, but it would have sounded way cooler. She had a way cooler last name, let's put it that way. To troll your dad? Yeah, a little bit. Not just to troll my dad, but just because the name to me, and like you guys don't understand this, that my last name Parky to me is not one that shines with like pride or anything. Like, not that your last name should, but I don't have a lot of proud relatives that share that name with me, and I don't have a lot of proud stories, and it's just not I just don't like it. My dad treated me like shit. His dad treated him like shit. I don't want to pass that name. It's a shit name, you know. And so I'm like with Amelia, you know, when I asked her to marry me, obviously you got to have the talk of like, she's like, well, what would you want me to do with my last name? I said, first of all, it has nothing to do with what I would want you to do. What I would want you to do is fucking completely immaterial. I'm not going to foist my name on you. If you want to take it, hyphenate that shit, or don't do it at all. I don't give a fuck. If I were you, I wouldn't take it. I am not TJ and Scotty's brother, no. Brothers in content creation only. She loves you, so she took it. She didn't take it. Now, I don't know that she's made up her mind exactly about what she wants to do with it, but when we got married, she did not take my name. No problem with it. Don't blame her. I will name my kid after myself, Ozzy. Schnozzy Flosborn. To be quite honest with you guys, it's not something I've kicked around too much with her. I've mentioned it, but I've considered taking her family name. I know it's possible. Like, the process is exactly the same. I know it's typically the other way in marriage ceremonies, but I'm honestly thinking about just shedding my last name for good and having a new last name that nobody knows. Because her last name is way cooler than mine. Gonna troll the Kirk brothers with that, huh? Say what? Say what? Johnson, yeah. You've got, like, that's like Smith or some shit, right? You have de facto anonymity because there are a million people with your name. Unless you've got like an incredibly unique first name, you just blend. No shit. No shit, Parky sucks a tad. The only reason I like Parky is because it's traced directly back to County Kerry, Ireland. From Parker. And Park on the English mainland. So it's like traceable back to the very fucking roots of my family on my dad's side. You make it your kid's middle name? No. I don't have, number one, I'm not having a kid. The fact that weed is illegal in Ireland is a sin. I agree. Should be free and legal. Free and legal to all Irish citizens to smoke as they will, as they would. For how can something green be bad? Any of your sisters keep their names? I don't believe so. Drugs. Get your Irish drugs here. Eamon. Old Amos from up the street. Did you practice or get your Irish accent? I didn't really. It's pretty bad. If there was an Irish person in this chat, they'd be fucking shitting all over my Irish accent. It's very stereotypical. Parky, more like Porky. Bro. Shit, bro. You just came up with a burn that a kid first came up with in 6th grade. That's crazy. Crazy how that happens, man. I have used a dry herb vape, and no, I do not decarb my weed. Every time I think of a joke about someone's name, I also think that they've heard it more than once, and it's always mega cringe. Yeah. Yeah, I've never fucked around much with making my own edibles and shit, so... I used to have a really expensive dry herb vape back before I left California the first time. I was still married to my ex-wife. I had a Vape Exhale Evo with a really nice piece of glass on top. I'm trying to remember the name of the company that made the glass. Really fucking dope piece. And yeah, you can get pretty fucking stoned on that shit. And then you save all your ABV, and that can be fucking used in edibles or whatever the fuck. Swagger. That was the name of the company that made the piece, the custom piece for the top of my Vape Exhale. Swagger glass. It was just a really nice 2-chamber bubbler for the top of it. Cooled everything down. And yeah, you could get crazy with it. The vape exhale had an all glass vapor path. That was its big deal. The vapor never went through anything plastic or whatever the fuck. It had the internal structure of it was all glass. So the heating element fed right into glass that fed out the top of it. Then you needed like a bubbler or something to put on top. It was pretty dope. I don't know that I'd spend that much money right now getting one, but I don't know. Maybe it would be worth my while to switch to dry vaping, try and get away from the harsher. I was talking last night about how I have to get away from fucking smoking. Like, I just did a big fucking ordered a bunch of pre-rolls and shit. After I smoke this up, I'm buying a bong. And maybe I'll just get like another vape exhale. I'm looking to spend a little money on the bong anyway. I want to get something that's a nice medium-sized freestanding piece so that I can, you know, keep it clean and smoke my weed through that so it's less harsh on my lungs and shit, because I'm already smoking this shit, and then these fucking joints. I mean, smoking a joint is like the most fucking, it's like the harshest way to smoke weed. And that's my favorite ways of doing it. Smoking joints and smoking out of like just a little pipe, like a little spoon pipe. It's the harshest way you can smoke weed. I had a bong back in Louisiana, but I didn't feel like traveling across the country with it, so that bong got donated to TJ. That bong sits at TJ's house. And then I had another little like what I called a desktop piece. It was like a dab rig basically, and that got broken in the move. And so since then I've been just kind of chilling, smoking joints a lot. I've got a couple of spoon pipes. I've got some corncob pipes that I load up with some weed every once in a while. And those are all fine, but they're very harsh ways of smoking weed. Once upon a time, I was in the United States Army, and I've not only seen alien spaceships, UFOs, but I was in one. My NDA is expiring in the not too distant future. I'm disclosing everything soon. Well, you just violated your fucking NDA just now. You just admitted that you sat in a fucking alien spaceship. That definitely is under the purview of your NDA, so you're fucked, bro. Whoops. Might want to keep that one under your hat until your NDA is expired, or come up with a better fucking story. Because I ain't buying that one. Guys, I was in the Army, and I not only saw an alien spaceship, I flew one. And I've met an alien face to face. Anyway, I'm still under an NDA, and I'm revealing everything soon. It's like, man, that story, there's something wrong with that, bro. Something wrong with that story. I pet the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, me too, dude. I fucked Bigfoot. I blew Bigfoot out in the woods, and I'm revealing everything soon. I'm under NDA right now. But let's just suffice it to say that I blew a Bigfoot in the woods. And I'm just on the cusp of revealing everything. Oh, man. All right. I'm done. Thank you guys for chilling. I'll see you next time. Bye.